Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session for public speaking. And I was working with a client that had a very important conference that they were going to be doing a short talk that could very much impact a new solution to a problem in their particular industry. And I could tell from the language that they were using that they were feeling overwhelmed and they were treating like a very much a high stakes environment. And that's not uncommon when people are presenting to particularly respected peers, or if there is some kind of possibility of judgment or a big payoff from doing a good speech or a good presentation. And that was certainly the case here. The problem is that when something is treated like a high stakes environment, unless you've got lots of previous experience of doing that thing very, very well, the high stakes environment actually means that you tend to be less resourceful. The exception to that is if you've got lots and lots of previous experience doing the thing very well, in which case a high stakes environment can actually be conducive to even more resources. And that's the reason that most world records are actually broken at things like Olympic Games or World Championships, because people that are already very good at that thing are now in a high stakes environment, and that makes them even more resourceful. But most people that have a fear of public speaking tend to be the kind of people that will avoid doing that kind of thing, because avoidance is the number one way that people deal with anxiety. So the combination of a perceived high stakes environment and a thing that there is less amounts of experience in tends to lead to more anxiety and poorer performance. So generally what's a good idea is to treat it like a low stakes environment until you've got all of the experience and the ever-growing competency that comes from doing something more frequently. And generally, the more you practice something, the better you become at that particular thing. So what you're going to hear in this is suggestions that this is something well within their field of competency. It's them talking about a topic that they know very well to people that need the solution to a problem that they understand. And when it's framed that way, that seems very doable. And I knew it was doable for them, because when they highlighted that if they were speaking to one person, even if that was a very important person, they wouldn't have any issues, gave evidence that they could access a resource state when they treated it like a one-to-one conversation. Now, you can get that same way of thinking by, even if you're talking to lots of people, having an idea that you're trying to find the one person that would benefit the most. And sometimes that's thinking of an avatar, the perfect prospect, the perfect audience within a larger audience. And certainly when I started my podcast, that was my mentality, that I'm doing it for the one person that would benefit most. So even if thousands of people are listening, I'm thinking about one particular person that has a problem that relates to the issue that I'm working with. And that can be quite helpful to make it a low stakes environment. So it deals with elements of framing it in a way that makes it achievable, low stakes. And for those people familiar with levels of disassociation, you're going to see that this is almost performance anxiety hypnosis, because they will see themselves doing it as they want themselves to do it in a resourceful state. And only when they've seen them do it in a resourceful way as a third person perspective, then they take on the first person perspective and feel how it would feel to be resourceful in the very context they would be in. So there's a few things going on in this session. I always think that real hypnosis is done with an individual. So this is a recording of a real hypnosis session, but it was calibrated to the individual that I'm working with. So if you feel that a calibrated, customized session to your individual needs would be beneficial, then there will be a link in the show notes, or you can check out my website, adamcox.co.uk, to book a free 30-minute consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just feel a gentle release of any anxiety, any tension. Just feel it melt away and leave your body in your outward breath. Imagine as you breathe in, not just calm relaxation, but a resourceful feeling going in through your nose, filling your lungs with a feeling of resourcefulness, and allow any tension to feel that is melting away. Feel the tension dissolving, particularly around your forehead, jaw, neck, and shoulders. And feel like that is leaving in your outward breath. So with every breath, feeling more relaxed and more resourceful. And as you breathe out, anything unresourceful just feels like it's dissipating, diluting, melting away and leaving your body. Consider each breath an emotional transfusion, breathing in what you need and exhaling what you don't. Just relax all the muscles connected with breathing. Relax the muscles around your throat, windpipe, chest. And notice that when you exhale for longer, you activate your diaphragm. So you start to breathe deeper down, more from your belly and less from your chest, enabling more of that resourceful relaxation to take you even deeper relaxed. I want you to use the power of your imagination to consider how many conversations you've had in your life. Maybe it's tens of thousands of conversations. If, on any given day, you could have anything between 5 to more than 100 conversations, 365 days a year. Think of all of the years you've been having conversations. And if your unconscious mind feels unconsciously competent that you could just have a conversation, let me know by nodding your head. And just imagine, if you have a strong conviction that you could have a conversation, imagine how much more confident you would feel having a conversation about something you're very knowledgeable on. In fact, there's certain things that you are uniquely knowledgeable on. So if a random stranger asked you to talk about a particular topic for 10 minutes, and that topic was something you were knowledgeable on, your unconscious mind knows that even with zero preparation, you could talk articulately and confidently on that topic, not because of preparation, but simply because you already have knowledge and understanding of that thing. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine perhaps a hotel room connected to a conference center. And just imagine lying on a bed, white sheets, soft fluffy pillow. And just imagine resting your head on a pillow, on a bed, in a hotel room connected to a conference, and that you will be speaking at that conference. And when you can imagine you're there on that bed, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. I want you to imagine feeling the sensation of your head on that pillow as I count down from 10 to 1. And with each descending number, you will feel 10% deeper and deeper relaxed as your mind shifts from conscious to unconscious to a place where you let go of disempowering beliefs and adopt new ways of thinking that are just more useful. Breathing in 10, just releasing any tension around your eyelids and eyebrows. As you breathe out, releasing that tension. 9, now focusing on the muscles in your forehead. Feel the muscles loosen, let go of tension. That's it, just loosen and relax. And then 8, focus on the muscle in your jaw. Everything connecting your ear to your chin and around your mouth, just release that tension. Feel the desire to yawn as you breathe in through your nose. As 8 becomes 7, feel your lungs relax, windpipe relax, diaphragm relax. And then 6, feel that relaxation spreading to your neck and your shoulders. Letting it all go. Breathing in relaxation and releasing any tension or anxiety. Feel it leave your body. And then 5, just feel that your arms from your shoulders all the way down to your fingers, limp, loose, heavy, so relaxed. More and more comfortable. And then 4, just feel like all of your internal organs releasing any tension at exactly the same time. Stomach, heart, lungs, diaphragm, all the way into your gut, just release that tension. 3, going into your legs now feeling limp, loose, heavy, calf muscles, down into your feet as 2 become 1. And just imagine drifting off into a dreamlike sleep where you keep your body there in that hotel room. And allow your imagination to go forwards in time, even if it's just by a few hours. And imagine being in a room, an auditorium, some kind of conference suite, and see yourself like you're someone else about to do a talk about something you're very knowledgeable on. but notice that something has changed. See yourself before you walk up to the center of the stage. See yourself smiling, breathing slow and relaxed. You can tell from your body language you are treating this talk as if it's just a conversation that you're very knowledgeable about. And maybe there's an introduction, or maybe it's just your time to walk up to a microphone. But observe at how relaxed you do that. There is something about how you walk, how you move that just seems to glide. And you can tell you're confident because there is a smile, a centered posture. See that you're making eye contact to scan the room. That you're looking for those that are most engaged and interested, those with eye contact and nodding heads. And see as you articulate that a current way of doing something, let's call it the status quo, comes with problems. And just observe as you articulate those problems. As you articulate the problems, you see that some people in the audience that weren't paying attention start to pay attention, perhaps because they resonate with that problem. See as you articulate the implications of that problem, even if that's just nervousness, wasted time, wasted money, impatience, or an increased risk of something bad happening. And then see how confidently you introduce a solution, perhaps based on new laws, new rules, new technology, that these problems and implications of the past don't have to be the present. There is another way. And as you observe you articulating, see yourself articulating in a enthusiastic, perhaps even passionate, confident way, these possible solutions, and see how naturally you create open loops. Open loops could be incompleteness, curiosity, intrigue. So that for those people in the audience that can resonate with that problem, they will need to have a conversation with you to get the rest of the information, to close these open loops. I want you to imagine the talk has finished, and you could hear a round of applause. And perhaps as you leave a stage, certain people are already leaving their chairs, winding their way towards you to initiate a conversation. Later on that day, perhaps, people approach a booth and say how useful they found your talk. And I want you to observe as a penny drops, something clicks into place where you realize the quality of a talk is not based on how fluent, eloquent, or articulate you are. but how useful it is for the people listening. And if your unconscious agrees, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. So just release a need to be perfect. Release an obligation not to make mistakes. And step into a version of you that wants to be helpful, to be useful, to make a difference to those people that resonate with a problem that you know very well. And then feel how you would feel to rewind everything, but now stepping into that version of you. Feel yourself confidently and relaxed, walking up to a microphone or a lectern, having a conversation, but you're only interested in perhaps the one person in the room that would benefit most. As you articulate a problem, it's for the one person in the room that really connects with that problem. As you highlight the implications, it's for the one person in the room that really is affected by those implications. And maybe you find yourself slowly scanning from left to right, looking at people in the room to see those nodding their head in eye contact. Perhaps they could be the one person that would really benefit from your conversation. Feel how easy it is to talk about a solution when you've already highlighted a problem and all the implications of it. You feel worthy to be there. You deserve to be there. Your focus isn't to be on liked or judged, it's to be useful. To share something that might help just one person in the room. As you thank people for being there, letting them know that they can always speak to you for more information. Hear a round of applause and feel that this was more than just one talk. This is evidence that you can let go the need to be perfect. Letting go of a need to be fluent, eloquent, and articulate. Feeling like you need to be useful and everything else is just a like. As you imagine leaving the stage, see that some people are queuing up to talk. As you go to your booth, hear the compliments of people that say the exact words. It was really useful. Thank you for sharing that. As you realize your audience cares about how your words can help them, not how fluent you are. And every time you see a good speaker where English isn't their first language, you'll remind yourself, fluency, eloquency, articulation is a nice to have. Providing value to the people listening is the only necessity. And with that in mind, you let go of all of the weight of expectations. The game becomes winnable. You either win or you learn. Feel that there is an infinite upside. And the worst case scenario is you learn how to do something better the next time. And if you feel that now a future talk is just a conversation on a topic that you're knowledgeable about, that you will strive to be useful and helpful, and in doing so, it feels like everything is so much easier, let me know by nodding your head. Feel like you're leaving the conference room, going back to a hotel room. finding yourself there fast asleep on a bed, realizing that your conscious mind was asleep all of this time. As you step into that version of you, feel that your conscious and unconscious are synchronizing, calibrating, that all of your changes in the unconscious is now mapping across your conscious. It's fine to make a mistake. You only care about helping the people that could be helped. As you hold that thought, return to the present as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect fully with the present moment as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.